That was an attempt to play a Jimi Hendrix tune with my phone. Anyway, what I want to show you today is a bunch of really cool apps after I tried dozens and dozens of them. I'm sure you have some guitar apps on your phone as well, but some of them are not as good as the others. Some of them are not as useful. The best guitar apps. Let's begin. Alright, hello everybody and welcome to my iPhone 7 Plus, and let's begin. First app I want to show you is my favorite app, the one I use the most, and it really changed the way I practice. This is Drum Beats Plus. Now, instead of using a boring metronome, now I practice my beat and my timekeeping with an actual drum beat. They recorded a real drummer. It sounds great. You can choose the speed, so it helps you work on your rhythm. You got many different styles here, country. By the way, connected to a stereo system, you will really feel like you have your own personal drummer. The next one is Polytune. Now, Polytune is a polyphonic tuner, so it will cut drastically the time that you spend tuning your guitar. The thing is that you strum all strings, and then it tells you exactly which one is out of tune, and then you can just go ahead, tune it, and then just like that. It's all tuned. Now, I have to say that compared to their pedal and their clip-on of the Polytune, which are really very big among professional guitarists, the app is obviously less good because it is in a smartphone and it is prone to sounds from outside, so at noisy areas it's not as good, but also it costs just a fraction of the price of the pedal or the clip-on, so I think it is the best tuner for the smartphones, and the fastest one for sure, Polytune. The next one, since I recommended a paid tuner, I also want to recommend a good free tuner. This is Guitar Tuna. Now, while it doesn't work when you have a capo on, it is a great tuner for when you don't have the capo, and they have some cool games here, like ear training games, learning chords, stuff like that, which already cost money, but still a very fun app. Next one is Guitar Toolkit. This is a great all-around app. Now, what it lets you do, first of all, it's a very fast tuner that works great with even with bass that a lot of tuners struggle with. But anyway, you have just about any scale that you want. You can learn any scale and see any scale, not just major and minor, but really like Hungarian major, seriously. Like all kind of jazz scales. And then it's also the best chord dictionary. And what I mean by that is, for example, let's take an E major, and then it shows you all the different fingerings throughout the fretboard. Now, for any kind of chord as well, just to see how many versions of the chord you got here. Alright, another mode that they have here that I like is that they let you pick a chord that you saw somewhere and then figure out what it is for you. So let's take this one, E7 sharp 9. This is the chord from Purple Haze, Jimi Hendrix. Anyway, great app. The next one is a very comfortable way to check out chords when you play instead of just browsing and having your screen dimming out on you. So this is the ultimate guitar app. Now, for example, let's open Blackbird by the Beatles. And then what you can see here is it's just very comfortable. First of all, the screen adjusts to the size of the font, so you don't have to scroll to the sides like I do many times when I am online in the Safari. Now you also have, everything happens fast because it's an app and not web, so this is how you transpose. Then you also got the auto scroll mode, which scrolls down for you as you play, and you can set the speed. And then you also have this mode if you want to learn the tabs, for example. So it's interactive, you can slow it down to learn it. It can be very useful. And they have some other cool features. Nice app. Next one, jam tracks. Now, if you're into jamming and playing with backing tracks, obviously you can pick many different backing tracks on YouTube. But here what I like about it is, again, since it's an app, so it's very intuitive, you can pick the different styles. Let's take an electric blues, E major, highly recommended again to plug it in a stereo system. And then, let's say, B minor. So it's all within a fraction of a second, different styles, acoustic blues. Fun little app, I use it a lot. Next one is Fret Trainer. Now, if you're learning some theory, I'm sure you noticed that most of the knowledge is not really applicable in real life unless you know within a fraction of a second which note is where on the fretboard. So I struggled with getting to know this for a long time till I found this cute little app. And what's really good about it is that it puts a lot of emphasis on being fast. It tells you how much time it took you. Let's take this game for example, color match. Where's the F sharp? In green, the C in green, the E in blue. And then it picks up the stats, which notes you're strong at and stuff like that. So very useful app. If you use it every day for 5 minutes, within a month you will know all the notes, just like that. Next one, now we're getting into some good ear training apps. The best one I know is Functional Ear Trainer. It's free, and what's cool about it is that it puts the emphasis on recognizing the different scale degrees. So that means, let's take C major, 2, 5, 1. So instead of just recognizing intervals, here you will learn to recognize what the context of the note in the scale. And this really took me to a new level when I'm improvising. So I'm playing a lot more tastefully. I can take a melody from a song and just move it to the guitar just like that. You know, after 2-3 months of using this app 5 minutes every day, I'm at a totally different place in music. So that was the third. That was the fourth. Anyway, so really recommended if you are serious about ear training, this one. And then Good Ear Pro, another very cool ear training app. Now what this lets you do is something pretty similar. It got more modes, for example chords. So E flat minor. Now you can also pick up different modes. For example, you can ask it to play not just major and minor chords, but diminished and more challenging stuff. Great app. Next one. If you're into singing and you want to practice singing on pitch and have a stronger voice, so SingTrue is a very useful app. Now I also use it to warm up before I want to train and sing as well. And for example, I'll show you one of the modes we got here. Do. Now you have to sing it and be right on pitch. Do. So it helps you practice that exact kind of stuff. Now I also want to add that singing is just like any other skill. For example, re. So here's what's really cool about it. It shows you visually on a graph how close you were to hitting that perfect pitch that you were trying to hit. So here, for example, I started up high and then I hit it. Next one. If you're into jazz and you want to learn some jazz riffs and licks, which is so important, you know, enriching your vocabulary with new stuff. I'm not into jazz, but I showed it to some friends, to some jazzists friends, and they really loved it. So I said that I will show it. And this is, for example, you can see. So you can see a riff, or this was more of a chord progression, but then it lets you play it slowly. It shows you the music sheet, it shows you the tabs. It's really a cool thing. Let's look for something. Here's an actual lick. Anyway, really nice app for learning new chords, which is so important to really playing with, you know, enriching your vocabulary. The next one, this is the last app. This is actually a bonus app. If you're also sick of the YouTube app and so many ads and the fact that you can't just close down the iPhone, turn it off, and the music will keep playing, ProTube is an app that I really like. It's a lot faster. It doesn't have any ads. It looks great, and they also have a mode for playing audio only. Anyway, this is my favorite way to scroll through YouTube. And anyway, this is it. If you love guitars, be sure to check out my blog, Guitar Hippies. If you love guitars, you're going to love this one. New articles, new posts, and videos every week. You're going to enjoy it. And anyway, this is it. Have a great time, and I'll see you in the next videos. Goodbye.